Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and help me hit that 5,000 subscriber mark. We're getting closer. In our first story, a choosing beggar wants ROP to hand over her child support payments. Let's jump right in. About 2 years ago, my daughter was dating a boy who lived in a very abusive home. Before he turned 17, his father asked if he could move in with us until he completed school, as dad didn't live close by. I said yes, as I knew the home was not suitable. He came to our home with a small bag of clothes. We needed to purchase him everything from bedroom items to school supplies. We treated him like our own, and whatever we did, he did. We went on a cruise, he went with us. We went to Tennessee, he went with us. I even gave him money to buy gifts for his family. He lived with us for a year and a half until he graduated and the kids broke up. I packed his items for him and gave him everything we bought him: bike, comforter, clothes, shoes, coats, games, etc. During the time he lived with us, his dad went to the courts and had the child support that he paid come to me. The $45 he paid wasn't much, but it provided the teen with funds for activities and video games. Then his dad stopped paying. My daughter got sick, the pandemic hit, and my husband was laid off. We struggled, but the teen still was taken care of and had everything he wanted and needed. There were even times that the dad asked me for gas money so he could pick his son up for visits, or I would drive 3 hours round trip to get the teen from his dad's after a visit. After the teen moved out, I started getting child support back payments. His father had stopped paying the child support for 7 months. The last payment was the end of September, and I got a letter from the courts that all the child support is caught up and the case is now closed. Throughout, I've also continued to stay in contact with the teen, and our relationship was good. Yesterday, the teen contacts me asking for his child support. His dad told him that the child support was for him and that I was being greedy by keeping it. No matter how much I tried to explain to him that the money I received in September was back payments of child support, he didn't understand. He kept insisting that the money is his and that I needed to turn it over. Then the teen's stepmom started messaging me, calling me everything but human, threatening to contact my boss, sue me, told me I need to turn the money over to the teen or buy him clothes with it. Over a year and a half, I spent thousands of dollars on this kid. I did it because I love him and I wanted to help him. The small amount of child support I received didn't cover half of what it cost to support him. It improved his life. He got to experience things that he never would have: stability, unconditional love, trips, etc. He didn't have to work while he lived with us, as we wanted him to focus on graduating high school. He didn't have chores here. We got him a cat and got him chickens. He was spoiled and pampered while here. Even after the kids broke up, we told him he could stay here until he found stable housing. And now, this is the thanks I'm getting. I'm getting harassed and threatened because some loser has convinced this kid that he's entitled to child support. I don't want sympathy. I am just sharing a story about a beggar. To be clear, I don't see the teen as the beggar. He loves his dad and believes everything he and his stepmom tells him. He was very respectful to me during our conversations. I love the kid and I wish the best for him. His dad and stepmom are the beggars, as they told him I was getting child support currently and that it was his money. They failed to explain that they are child support back payments. Here's an update. The teen contacted me and said his mom explained the child support to him, and he apologized to me. He still doesn't get it because he said it was my money. I explained it wasn't my money. It was money to take care of him, and since his dad didn't pay it for 7 months, it was only after he moved out that I was finally paid back. In story number 2, A choosing beggar tricks ROP into watching her dog while she is away on vacation. This happened some time ago, but because of recent events, I think it's relevant. A couple years ago, I was transferred across country to a new part of my job that I had never worked on. I just moved, bought a home, and adopted some pets. There was a lot going on. I also really wanted to make friends with the people I worked with because I no longer had my friend group from my previous state, and all my family except my husband lived in another state. After maybe 2 months of being in my new job, a girl and I started to become friends. I'll call her Karen. Karen and I worked in different divisions, but she would still wave during meetings, talk a little bit when we could, and just try to be friendly. Karen mentioned a few times she needed someone to watch her dog, but said she thought her neighbor could do it. I mentioned I was really busy, and if she really needed me to, I might be able to help out, but I had to know soon. 3 weeks go by, and Karen doesn't mention it to me again. Then Karen asks if we can go out to dinner. Sure, we can. She asks if I want fast food or a sit-down place. I say fast food because I had a lot to do. Karen complains that she doesn't want to eat fast food, so we end up at a local diner. The meal is a bit awkward, but nothing terrible. As we get up to leave, Karen mentions going to the airport at 5 tomorrow morning. Then she hands me a key. I'm really confused at this point. Karen says, "This is a key to my house. Doggo is really friendly to people. Not well trained. Can you just stop by once or twice to let her out?" I say no, because Karen should have given me more time to think about it. Then Karen starts to get upset. She says her neighbor never told her he couldn't watch the dog. Then today he suddenly tells her no. Karen can't leave on her trip until the dog has someone to watch her. If I don't do it, she is going to waste all the money she spent on her plane tickets. Well, is your dog up to date on shots? Can I just bring her to my house? Karen gets a weird look, the one where someone is trying to figure out how to not lie, but also not tell the truth. You can give it a shot. She doesn't really get along with other animals, but you can try. That didn't reassure me very much, so I opted just to visit Doggo at her house. It turned into almost 2 weeks of hell. It turns out that the dog hated other animals and would try to kill them on sight. I found this out the hard way. I had to basically jump on the dog during a walk when a random small dog ran up to us. Luckily, there were no issues, but my nerves were shot. Karen knew how bad this dog was, but she didn't tell me. The dog also did not know any basic commands. It had so much energy that it would knock me down the stairs when I came into the house, then it would pee on the floor out of excitement. I managed to train Doggo on basic commands. I also spent at least 40 minutes 3 times a day playing fetch, brushing her, and taking her out to pee. It was 3.5 hours a day taking care of this dog while having a full-time job and doing everything else. Oh, the neighbor is also surprised how much work I was putting into the dog. Also, he told me that he had told Karen 2 months earlier that he was having surgery and so he could not help her. But Karen kept thinking that even after surgery, he could manage a 60-pound untrained dog. Karen told me that there was going to be a second pet sitter for the first week, which was necessary because I had 12-hour shifts that week. Of course, Karen had actually never set that up. I also ended up with a 5-inch scar on my leg from the dog's tie-down. When I told Karen that, all I got from her was, "Yeah, that happens." When Karen did come back to work, she started casually saying that I would soon be taking lots of hikes with Doggo and her. Why? Because you can train her. I can't do it, so I need you to help. When I said no to this, even though I offered to help 1 weekday a week, she complained about it to everyone in my office. Apparently, wanting to spend my weekends with my husband and my pups was selfish of me. That was in the spring. In December, Karen casually told me that she needed a pet sitter for 2 weeks starting that Monday. It was Thursday. Can't. I have a friend flying in and then we're going out of town. Karen got huffy, mentioned how hard her life was, then she ignored me for the rest of the day. A couple months later, Karen casually drops that she is going on vacation again. I point blank tell her no. She mentions it a couple more times. Each time I tell her no, I have too much going on. Every time she gets more and more upset. Another coworker asked Karen why she doesn't board the dog. It costs a lot. I already spend this much on plane tickets, this much for the garage fee, this much on car rental. She just didn't understand why it should cost more than $200 for 2 weeks to keep a dog. I have not spoken to her after this. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.